Most people think fat loss is about sweating harder or eating less, but what if the secret was something you already do every single day? Walking. Not just any walking, but a very specific way of moving your body that flips your metabolism into fat burning mode. Let's dive into the hidden walking secret that no one is talking about. But once you hear it, you'll never walk the same way again. Most of us have been conditioned to believe that fat loss has to be hard. We're told that if we want to change our bodies, it requires hours in the gym, drenched in sweat, or cutting calories until we feel deprived. But here's what so many people miss. Sometimes the most powerful tool is the simplest one, walking. Not just steps for the sake of steps, but the intentional act of walking in a way that wakes up your metabolism, balances your hormones, and unlocks fat loss in a way extreme workouts can't. Think about how most people approach weight loss. They'll sign up for boot camps, push through punishing 8 classes, or start fasting longer and longer, hoping the scale will finally move. And while those things can have a place, they also come with a cost. Intense exercise spikes cortisol, your body's main stress hormone. And when cortisol is elevated too often, fat loss becomes harder, not easier. It tells your body to store, not release. Walking, on the other hand, lowers cortisol. It signals safety to your body. That safety allows your metabolism to tap into fat as fuel instead of clinging to it for survival. Insulin plays a major role here too. After you eat, insulin rises to help shuttle glucose into your cells. If insulin is always high, maybe because you're snacking all day or your meals are processed and carb heavy, your body stays in storage mode. Fat burning shuts down. A simple walk after a meal is one of the most effective ways to bring insulin back down. You're literally teaching your body, hey, we don't need to store this, we can use it. And it doesn't take an hour on the treadmill. 10 to 20 minutes of gentle walking can make all the difference. Now let's compare that to what happens during an intense workout. You might burn more calories in the moment, but you also trigger a flood of stress hormones. Your muscles demand glucose quickly, so your liver dumps stored sugar into your blood. Insulin rises again, and your body prefers to use that glucose instead of dipping into fat reserves. Over time, the very workouts you think are helping you can create a cycle of stress, cravings, and energy crashes. Walking breaks that cycle by keeping blood sugar stable, lowering insulin, and giving your body the steady state movement it was designed for. Imagine your body like a hybrid car. You have 2 fuel sources, glucose and fat. Most people are stuck running only on glucose because their lifestyle, stress, processed food, intense exercise keeps insulin elevated. Walking is like turning the switch back on for fat fuel. It doesn't shock the system. It coaxes it gently back into balance. And when that balance is restored, your body naturally starts using stored fat as an energy source, even while you sleep. Here's the beauty of it. You don't need special equipment, a gym membership, or a perfect schedule to get these benefits. You can weave walking into everyday life. Park farther from the store, take a walk around the block after dinner, or spend part of your lunch break moving instead of scrolling on your phone. Each time you choose to walk, you're not just burning calories, you're teaching your body to regulate insulin, reduce cortisol, and access fat as fuel. Think about how different this feels compared to the mindset of punishment. Instead of dragging yourself through another brutal workout and dreading the soreness tomorrow, walking feels supportive. It calms your nervous system, clears your mind, and actually energizes you. And yet, beneath that calm surface, your metabolism is shifting gears. Hormones are realigning, fat is being mobilized. The process is subtle, but it's powerful. Most people underestimate walking because it doesn't look flashy. You don't come out of it breathless or dripping in sweat, but the body doesn't always need extreme signals to change. It needs consistent, supportive signals. Walking provides exactly that. And when you understand the science behind it, you see that it's not just walking. It's one of the most natural, effective fat-burning mechanisms you already have access to. When we talk about walking as a fat loss tool, the magic is really in the timing. It's not only about how long or how far you go. It's about when you do it, the body responds differently to movement depending on your hormone state, your blood sugar levels, and whether you've just eaten or you're in a fasted window. This is where the hidden science of walking becomes so powerful, because the same simple walk can trigger very different effects inside you depending on the moment you choose. Take walking after a meal. When you eat, your blood sugar naturally rises, and insulin follows to move that sugar into your cells. If insulin stays high, your body won't burn fat. It will stay locked in storage mode. But if you stand up after dinner and go for even a 10 or 15-minute walk, your muscles immediately start pulling glucose out of the bloodstream to fuel the gentle movement. This means insulin doesn't have to rise as high and blood sugar doesn't spike as sharply. It's like giving your body an assist, smoothing out the roller coaster that leads to cravings and crashes. You've just turned a normal meal into a fat-friendly one simply by walking. Now consider walking in a fasted state, like first thing in the morning before breakfast. At that point, your insulin is already naturally low. You haven't eaten overnight, so your body doesn't have much glucose circulating. When you walk in this state, your body has to reach into stored energy reserves. And the easiest source to access is fat. Your mitochondria, the tiny energy factories in every cell, get more efficient at pulling fat out and burning it for fuel. Over time, this kind of fasted walking teaches your body to rely on fat more often, instead of always demanding quick sugar hits. It's metabolic training without the stress of high-intensity workouts. This is the key difference between fat storage and fat burning. When you're constantly eating, constantly stressed, or constantly doing workouts that spike hormones, you lock yourself into storage mode. Fat doesn't get mobilized because your body is too busy dealing with the flood of glucose and stress. But with intentional walking, especially in those windows when insulin is naturally low or blood sugar needs balancing, you flip the switch. Stored fat gets released into the bloodstream, carried into the muscles, and burned cleanly in the mitochondria. It's a natural process that your body knows how to do. You just have to give it the right environment. Picture what's happening in a simple 20 to 30 minute walk. You step outside, your pace is steady but not exhausting. Your breath is calm. Inside your body, your muscles are pulling in glucose, your insulin is easing down, and your mitochondria are humming as they burn through fat molecules. Your nervous system is calming too, because walking signals safety and rhythm. Cortisol drops, blood pressure lowers. The energy you're using is sustainable, not draining. By the time you finish, you feel lighter, not because you burned a dramatic number of calories in that short walk, but because you shifted your body's internal chemistry toward fat burning instead of fat storing. Over time, these small moments of walking create compounding effects. Your mitochondria adapt to become more efficient. Your insulin sensitivity improves, meaning your cells respond better and don't require as much insulin to manage blood sugar. That alone unlocks fat loss in a way that no extreme workout can, because it addresses the underlying hormonal drivers. Your body becomes metabolically flexible, able to switch between glucose and fat with ease. Think of walking as the body's gentle teacher. After meals, it teaches your system how to process sugar without storing it. In the morning fasted state, it teaches your mitochondria to get comfortable burning fat. During stressful days, it teaches cortisol to quiet down and stop blocking fat release. Every time you walk, you're not only moving your legs, you're training your metabolism to become more balanced and efficient. It's these subtle, invisible shifts that add up to visible fat loss. Let me tell you about Sarah. She's in her early 40s, works a demanding job, and like so many of us, she wanted to lose weight to feel better in her body. She had tried everything: intermittent fasting, cutting out carbs, running 5 days a week, even punishing herself with boot camp style workouts before the sun came up. Every Monday started with a new plan, and every Friday ended with exhaustion, cravings, and frustration when the scale refused to budge. She couldn't understand it. She was putting in so much effort, but her body wasn't responding. Sarah would wake up sore, tired, and already dreading the next workout. On the day she skipped, guilt ate at her, and she pushed herself harder the following day to make up for it. Food became complicated too. She counted calories, weighed portions, and still felt like her body was fighting against her. The harder she pushed, the more her energy drained. The cycle was exhausting: restrict, overtrain, crash, repeat. She thought she just didn't have the willpower, or that something was wrong with her metabolism. Then one afternoon, a friend suggested something so simple it sounded ridiculous. Instead of trying to outwork her body, why not go for a walk after dinner? Not a power walk, not a run, just a steady, intentional 20 minutes around the neighborhood. At first, Sarah resisted. How could something so easy possibly help when hours of intense workouts had failed? But she agreed to try, mostly because she was tired of feeling defeated. That evening, she laced up her shoes and strolled out the door. She noticed the fresh air, the way her body loosened with each step, the calm that settled in after a stressful day. She wasn't out of breath, her joints didn't ache, and when she came back, she felt more relaxed instead of drained. It was different, gentle but oddly powerful. She kept it up, walking after dinner most nights, and within a week, she noticed her sleep improving. The usual 3 a.m. wake-up stopped. Her digestion felt smoother. She didn't crave sugar as intensely after meals. Curious, she added a short morning walk before breakfast. 20 minutes, nothing fancy, just her and a podcast while the sun came up. Within a month, something shifted. Her clothes fit looser, her energy stabilized, and she no longer felt like she was dragging herself through the day. She hadn't changed her diet dramatically. She hadn't joined another intense program. She had simply started walking with intention at the right times. The scale finally began to move, but more importantly, she felt lighter in every way, mentally, emotionally, and physically. What Sarah discovered is what so many of us overlook. The body doesn't need punishment to let go of fat. It needs rhythm and consistency. When she stopped shocking her system with cortisol spikes from brutal workouts and instead lowered her stress through walking, her hormones found balance. When she walked after meals, her insulin calmed down and her body stopped holding on to fat. When she walked in the morning before eating, her mitochondria learned to pull energy from stored fat. These weren't dramatic changes in effort, but they were profound changes in how her body responded. Her story is not unusual. It's a reminder that fat loss isn't about doing more, harder, faster. It's about working with your body instead of against it. Sarah found her rhythm not by adding punishment, but by adding presence. The daily act of walking gave her the consistency her body craved, and in return, her metabolism rewarded her with balance. When you hear her story, it's easy to imagine yourself in her place. Maybe you've been grinding through diets or workouts, wondering why the scale won't move, feeling frustrated by your own body. But what if the solution isn't about trying harder, but about trying smarter? What if fat loss could feel easier, more natural, even enjoyable? Walking offers that possibility. It's not flashy, but it's effective. And just like Sarah, you can discover that the path to results isn't through force. It's through rhythm, consistency, and the right kind of activity. When people ask how to make walking truly work for fat loss, I always tell them it's less about perfection and more about intention. You don't need to obsess over hitting 10,000 steps a day or power walking until you're sweating buckets. What really matters is how you approach the walk, your pace, your posture, your timing, and most importantly, your consistency. Think of it as building a relationship with your body through movement rather than checking off a box on your fitness tracker. Start with the pace. Walking too fast can feel like you're trying to turn it into a workout, which spikes stress hormones. Walking too slow doesn't challenge your body enough to shift your metabolism. The sweet spot is somewhere in between, where you can feel your breath deepen but still carry on a conversation. It should feel energizing, not draining. That steady, moderate pace is where fat burning thrives, because your body can sustain it without reaching for quick sugar as fuel. Posture matters too. When you're walking, lift your chest, roll your shoulders back, and let your arms swing naturally. This isn't just about looking confident. It opens up your lungs and helps your whole body work in harmony. A slouched walk doesn't give your muscles the same engagement. The more connected you feel to the movement, the more benefit you'll get from it. Now let's talk duration. People assume they need an hour-long walk for it to count, but the truth is, smaller walks sprinkled throughout the day can be just as effective, sometimes even more. Imagine a 10-minute walk after breakfast, a 15-minute stroll on your lunch break, and another 20 minutes after dinner. That's 45 minutes total, broken into moments your body can easily handle. Each time you walk, you're nudging your metabolism in the right direction, keeping insulin low, blood sugar balanced, and fat mobilized. Compare that to doing nothing all day and then trying to make up for it with one exhausting workout. The shorter, mindful walks keep your hormones balanced more consistently without the stress spike of pushing your body too hard all at once. Timing is one of the most overlooked but most powerful parts. After meals, walking helps shuttle glucose into your muscles instead of letting insulin spike. In the morning before eating, it encourages your mitochondria to pull energy from fat reserves. In the evening, walking helps bring cortisol down so your body can relax and prepare for deep sleep. Each window offers something unique, and layering them throughout the day transforms walking from a simple habit into a metabolic reset button. Consistency is the glue that makes it all work. Doing one walk here or there won't change much, but when walking becomes woven into your daily rhythm, the body adapts. It starts expecting movement after meals. It gets more efficient at fat burning in the morning. It learns how to lower stress in the evening. This is why walking is such a powerful fat loss strategy. It doesn't overwhelm the body. It trains it gently and steadily. I think of it like watering a plant. You don't dump a gallon of water on it once a week and hope it thrives. You give it consistent sips every day so it can grow strong over time. Your metabolism is the same way. One huge workout here and there won't create lasting change, but smaller intentional walks woven into your life will. And the best part is, walking feels good. You can listen to a podcast, talk with a friend, or just enjoy silence while you move. It becomes something you look forward to instead of something you dread. That shift in mindset is just as important as the physical benefits, because when you enjoy the habit, you'll keep doing it. And when you keep doing it, the results come naturally. Picture yourself a month from now. You've woven walking into your days, not as another chore, but as a rhythm your body actually craves. You're no longer dragging yourself through punishing workouts or stressing over every calorie. Instead, you wake up feeling lighter, clearer, and more energized. Your mornings begin with a simple stroll that sets the tone for your day. Your evenings wind down with a walk that melts away stress so you can slip into deeper, more restorative sleep. That steady consistency has started to shift everything about how you feel in your body. Your energy is no longer spiking and crashing throughout the day. The afternoon slump that once had you reaching for coffee or sugar feels like a memory. You notice your mood is steadier too, less irritability, more calm focus, more resilience when life throws curveballs. Walking has quietly recalibrated your hormones, lowering cortisol, improving insulin sensitivity, and letting your metabolism work the way it was designed to. The fat that once seemed impossible to budge is finally being tapped into, not through force or restriction, but through a process that feels sustainable. Think about your sleep. How many nights have you tossed and turned, waking up groggy and unrefreshed? Now, after weeks of intentional walking, your sleep cycles are deeper. Your body knows how to shift from alertness into rest because your nervous system isn't constantly locked in stress mode. That's the power of walking. It teaches your body balance, and balance is the foundation for fat loss, energy, and health. The most beautiful part is that none of this required perfection. You didn't have to hit a magic step number every single day or give up your favorite foods forever. You just had to show up with consistency, even in small ways. Some days you walked longer, some days shorter. But it didn't matter because each walk was a signal to your body. We're safe, we're moving, we can burn fat. That steady message, repeated day after day, creates transformation. Now imagine the sense of control this gives you. No more feeling trapped in cycles of restriction and rebound. No more guilt when you miss a workout. Instead, you carry the confidence of knowing you have a tool available anytime, anywhere. Stressed after work? Walk. Ate a heavy meal? Walk. Want to boost your mood or creativity? Walk. It's simple, it's accessible, and it works with your body instead of against it. This is why walking isn't just walking. It's one of the most overlooked fat loss tools we have because it doesn't look extreme, but that's its strength. It doesn't shock your body into change. It guides your body into balance. And once balance is restored, fat loss